Here I go live again. Boy, that was a long time. I just finished a live talking about new items that I brought from Tucson in my carry-on, and I'm doing a different live now, so I'm going to make sure to put my comment, which is email Kyle at Crystal Concentrics with interest. I'm going to post that comment and then I'm going to pin it. Can I pin it? Hold on. Let's go back to here. I'm going to touch the comment. There we go. So I've pinned the comment. Sorry for all the ring lights in your glasses. This live is all about Lemurian quartzes, and I'm making it specifically for one of my buyers who expressed interest in looking at what I call mid-range Lemurian quartzes. So mid-range means over $100, but under like $300. The high range ranges from $300 to $3,000, and the low range is basically under $100 pieces. So I'm making this video for them, but I'm sharing it with you because I thought you might appreciate experiencing it. So I'm going to just flip the camera now and start showing you what's going on. So this tray over here is all material that's already up on my site. So some of it is under $100, like this one. And you can tell when I pick them up how big they are, relatively speaking. A lot of people sell Lemurian quartzes that aren't in fact Lemurian quartzes. This is a gorgeous three-sided one. This one over here is a nice one too. So all of these are on my website, crystalconcentrics.com. You can find them easily there. And if you've gone and had a look at my Lemurian quartzes there, all you have to do is click on the crystal finder icon and then type in Lemurian, and it'll find all the Lemurian quartzes, and you can sort them from cheapest to most expensive or highest price to lowest price. And you'll get to see all of these wonderful pieces easily and be able to purchase them right from my website. That website is crystalconcentrics.com. There's another gorgeous three-sided one. So these are going to range in price drastically from $68, which is what I call my lower end Lemurians, up to $260 over here, $260 over here. Here's a nice big piece. Now, Lemurians, to be Lemurian, have to have this shape, the wonky sort of differently shaped sides. Sometimes it's frosty and then clear and then frosty. They often have ridges on them or have what I call dolphining, where you sort of start up here and then you drop down. This is a nice big Lemurian quartz here. So again, all of these Lemurians, that one's $280. All of these are right on my website, crystalconcentrics.com. This is an unusual from India. Very cool with the little baby on the side. Nice pieces. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. I am doing a showcase of mid-range Lemurian quartzes. This is a completely amazing collection. All of these are tangerine quartzes, and they're double terminated, and they're Lemurians. Quite wonderful pieces, each one of them. I'll hover over certain groupings. I had in the box here $140 to $160. I'm going to be fine-tuning that at some point so that you'll know exactly what any individual piece would cost. This is a kind of a cool one, big one here. Again, I'm doing this as a survey for a friend who's interested in buying some Lemurian quartz in this price range. Look at that. There's a nice Lemurian quartz, a few Lemurian quartzes all together in a cluster. And finding a cluster of Lemurian quartz is quite rare and unusual. Here's a kind of nice one too. The clusters, I'll show you all the clusters first. Very good. If you're interested, just screenshot them and email me with a picture. Oh, you like my pendant? Thank you. That is a purple jade that I was wearing. Over here, we've got another very sweet one. Great intact piece. This is a nice Colombian one. big and tasty, nice and bright and clear. Here's a smaller one. That one I think I had about $100 on. This one over here, also very nice. It has that dolphining. You see where it drops down. So all of these, I can't promise that that'll be 100. I'm going to be doing some price comparisons. Here's more of those interesting tangerine quartz. So tangerine quartz is when it has this orange stuff on it. You're in tune to Kyle at crystalconcentrics.com. I just did a live with all of the stuff that I got from Tucson that I brought back on my carry-on. And now I'm doing a little retrospective on some of my Lemurian quartzes. This is nice because it's a twin, kind of 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom. Very special, nice Lemurian quartz, double terminated floater right there. I think we looked at this cluster. We did not look at this cluster. This is kind of great. A very cool piece like that. Look at that. Nice, clear Lemurian in a cluster form. Remember to ask any questions. Also follow if you like what you're seeing, because I've got so much more content for you. That's a beauty right there. So basically we're doing a survey of all of these. This one says it stands, which is kind of cool. And it has what I call a stylus point there. This little face here I call the stylus face because it looks like a record player. It's down there swinging through the grooves of the vinyl. And this one's priced only at $115. I might need to sell it for more than that. It's very nice and soft and buffed. And it also stands on its own. So in fact, it's probably going to end up being 160 or 108, 80, that is to say. Then over here, we're going to bring some of these other pieces over to here, and we're going to look. Some of these I've had set into pendants. Look at that perfection. It's a perfect crystal with a really great wire wrap. All of these are 200 plus, probably under 300. Here we've got a nice big one. Notice you see this little extra funny face on the side here. That is another Lemurian quality. So I've listed some of the qualities. The alternate facing, the frosty versus clear, the ridges, the dolphining, and the extra faces. There's a nice little extra face right there. This is kind of a great piece. It says 5-face angled stylus. Again, stylus is the little tiny point there. This one's interesting because it's basically like a citrine. It's sort of yellow over here. Very cool piece. And I had been pricing it a lot higher. I've dropped it to $280. I don't know if that's a dumb thing to do, but it's kind of great. It's the only one that could be arguably a citrine. I might end up having to push it to $360. Some of my prices can be very old, years old, and I need to reconsider with the market. I've just been in Tucson, so I have a better sense of what's going on over there and what appropriate pricing should be. See, here's a good example of frosty, 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 and then a clear face, and then a frosty face. This is a really nice one with a little extra piece, a little extra Lemurian on it over there. Over here, this one's kind of pink. Very gorgeous over here. Super sweet, nice and flat. This has been buffed. And then you see that face there, the tip. The tip has been polished. A lot of Lemurians get buffed to make them softer and to expose their interior, or they get actually outright polished. Now, you wouldn't want to get rid of all this nice texture here, but they could have buffed it just to make it softer. This is a nice piece because it's like a great big tabular. Very amazing Lemurian here. But this whole face here, unless I'm mistaken, yep, you can see when there's no texture at all, that means that someone has polished it. This is very, very educational for you. You see there's some dolphining and almost like a whole extra face there. This is very educational for us to be talking about all these Lemurian quartzes because there's so many Lemurian quartzes on the market that in fact are not Lemurians. You are absolutely allowed to claim here I would recommend making a screenshot of the piece that you love. I have tried to spend quality time with every single one of these pieces to give you that opportunity to screenshot it and say, hey, Kyle at crystalconcentrics.com, I really love this piece. I would love to claim it and have it be part of my collection. Again, I can't promise pricing on everything because some of the prices are old. Now, I did go over all of these, and I did go over all of these, and I went over the ones that are on my website. Now, if you missed it because you came in later to the live, I am going to be posting this onto YouTube. I have a channel on YouTube at Crystal Concentrics, and you can watch this. I'm going to try to post it tonight or tomorrow. Yes, zombie vegan hates polished, man-altered crystals and minerals. I can understand your concern about that. But alas, a lot of them just plain come that way. This is an example of one that is natural. You see that little facet there has good natural texture, but this has definitely been buffed. It's been buffed so it's super, super soft to the touch, which some people might really appreciate. It's a natural Colombian right here, good size piece, very nice indeed. Here's one with a bit of a cluster action going on at the bottom of it. And it's a pretty, pretty piece with, again, a frosty on one side, then in clear, then frosty. This is very Lemurian. There's the extra face there. You see the face I'm flashing there? That is an extra face. And then the actual face here, I think, is natural as well. So this is a very cool piece. Now, thanks to those of you who are following me. I did a live earlier, and clearly I got more people now, which I'm pretty happy about. This is tangerine quartz. So you see how it's got that little sort of iron coating on it? Makes it a little red, particularly on the ends. This is unusual because it is not only a Lemurian, but it is a double terminated Lemurian, which is super freaky. And kind of amazing. These are some of the larger ones. These are ones that are probably going to be pushing in the higher 200s because they're so unique. And in worst case scenario, they jump into the low 300s. Like, for example, this giant one. This is a Lemurian. I had originally priced at $240. It might hop up over 300 because, hey, it's double terminated. And you do not find double terminated Lemurians. And for those of you who love a natural crystal, this is also natural. Has not been buffed or polished. They probably cleaned it, but it's really in very good shape. And I'm getting a pressure washer that I might use to clean off a face like that just to make it a little prettier for people. Because at the end of the day, most people who are buying crystals tend to like pretty, pretty crystals. They like the shine, they like the glitter, they like the bling. Over here, look at that outrageous combination. A bunch of Lemurian crystals all attached in one cluster. That is semi-unheard of and kind of incredible. Very, very beautiful. Good combination and kind of spectacular. It looks like some sort of spaceship flying through the air. Wow, I haven't shown you this one. This one is a real sweetie too. Very nice. Good, nice frosting all the way around. And then this face has been polished. Not a natural face. But they probably followed the contours of the original face in order to try to be true to the original crystal. Here's an unusual one. This one is smoky quartz Lemurian. Look at all those ridges on it and look at the irregular facing. So this is a little bit harder to see through, and then this is totally clear. And then we have the ridges, and then we have totally clear. All natural. If we look at that face, you can see there's nice texture on it. That is a natural face, also a natural face. If it's a little bit dirty like that, that means nobody's polished it. And here's that extra face that I told you happens often enough on Lemurians. So this whole video has basically been an education for you about what is a Lemurian. This is the dolphining when it sort of steps down like that. that is a unique Lemurian feature. Here we have any fluorite clusters. Not in this grouping because this video is exclusively dedicated to, this says $150. That is a super old price. This is probably going to be $280. Look at that. Amazing Lemurian points all together. I cannot believe some of the prices on these things. It's a little bit silly how cheap these were going for. But now, since I've just come back from Tucson, I can tell that the value on these things has increased and that the frequency and the likelihood of finding them has gone down. Look at that. Lemurian clusters, mostly Lemurians, you find them as singles, but finding them as whole clusters like this is kind of unusual and extremely amazing. Real collector pieces over here. These probably will end up shooting up over 300. This is a nice one too. Look at that. It's like this whole little ridge of very cool Lemurian quartzes all bristling out of this matrix underneath. Very cool stuff. So when I make these videos, what I've done is I've dredged up crystals, in this case Lemurians, that I felt like I could price in the mid-range, that is to say 100, 150, 280. I'm finding some in here that might top 300, but I'm doing this for a customer. This is what I call quality custom crystal mail order. So beyond what it is that I have on the website, I go to the effort of collecting similar pieces from my collection that could sell in the price range that the customer is looking for. And then I make this nice slow-paced video where you and they can both enjoy me looking through all of them. I do have tons of fluorite, by the way, Eyes Wide Open 92. And sometime if I do a fluorite live, we can look at those. But this is a strictly Lemurian video, which I'm making for TikTok live. But then I'm going to be uploading to my YouTube channel at Crystal Concentrics. That's my YouTube channel. I hope you will subscribe to see me there. I'm going to do a little survey. You're going to be able to not be able to tell some of them as easily in the distance against the white background. Of course, the black background here is a little more handy. And when I lift things out of boxes, my fingers, annoyingly, little bits of skin and callus will pull the cotton out. So this is one of the boxes. Remember, those are the double terminated ones. There's a bunch of clusters. I'll pull back. So this is one's got a lot of clusters. All this stuff is in the 200s, maybe edging into the 300s. That's one tray. Here's another tray. This tray here, I'll pull back. You can see there's the pendant. There's the citrine one. Some other nice points. This one has this little buddy. This one's kind of smoky-ish. That one's a lot more smoky-ish. This one here, these are nice. I've picked every single one of these up during this live. So if you do look at the replay, you will see all of them. These were all under $200, some down to 100. We've got some of those double terminated tangerine quartzes. And then you have some more Lemurian action over here. Again, earlier I picked up every single one of these. This one I have at 100. I might end up charging a little more than that nowadays. There's my double terminated Lemurians. Very spectacular and awesome. Quite unusual. We've got a cluster. Again, I've picked up all of these. I think they're all going to be easy to find from my replay, which is going to be posted to YouTube. And then last but not least, to wrap up this very cool live, I'm going to show you all the ones that are already on my website. If you go to Crystal Concentrics, you click on the Crystal Finder icon and you type in Lemurian, these will all show up, which is kind of great. That one's from India, which is unusual. Most of these, if they're ultra clear, they tend to come from Colombia. If they're less clear like this, they tend to come from Brazil. And I will let you know that I have 5 huge Lemurians coming to me from Tucson in my pallets, and I will be happy to share those with you later. So in closing, what I'm going to do is give you a little sneak peek at the other live I did. And in this case, it's all the stuff that I brought back in my carry-on from Tucson. Gorgeous, gorgeous pendants. I can't show you any stibnite in this video because that's not the focus of the video. But if you're interested in stibnite, I hope you'll email me, Kyle@crystalconcentrics.com. Old collection Sugi light. So you'll email me, Kyle@crystalconcentrics.com. Old collection Sugi light. Natural citrine. We've got crazy rings. We've got these nice black tourmaline points, a Damascus steel knife, some very cool fluorite for those who are interested in fluorite. These fluorite angels are great. Some nice discs, kunzite and aquamarine. Some very cool bracelets. Look at those earrings. We've got this incredible jade stretchies, which has been hard to find. Oh, these were two Lemurians that didn't make it into the video, and they're kind of amazing because they're these feather wands. There's a feather wand there with a nice Lemurian at the end, and here's a nice Lemurian at the end of another interesting stone as part of a wand. Then over here we have some nice purple jade. We've got silicon, this crazy heart over here. And then we've got these beautiful nice rings of blue jade. And then we've got jet made into these ravens. This very cool mother of pearl owl and this nice yoni goddess. This is, oh wow, these are two Lemurian pendants that didn't get into the earlier videos. Very amazing and very cool. So if those interest you with these nice great big silver caps, I hope you'll be in touch. Can't promise the price will be the same, but I'm going to set them aside here in Lemurian world. And then over here we have pendulums, really gorgeous pendulums, including natural jade over here, scolecite, pendants, clear quartz, an amazing natural citrine, and then some super deluxe pendulums going on there. So thank you for watching all the way through. So when I do live, I'm going to turn the camera around so that I can talk to you more personally. Here we go. There we are. Yes. Hi. So thanks everybody for being on this live with me. I'm going to start trying to do more lives in 2023. Specifically, I look to do them when my store closes at 4 p.m. And when you say live sale, all of this is a live sale. Everything that I'm showing you can be purchased. All you have to do is take a screenshot of it and email me. I don't number my items. I don't do mentions and giveaways. I don't have really any gimmicks associated with my lives. I just show you amazing stuff, explain why it's amazing, and then invite you to email me because I found that's the most reliable professional way to reach out. Instagram messaging, not good enough. TikTok messaging, definitely not good enough. And it just makes it easier for us to track our conversations if you can email me, Kyle@crystalconcentrics. All of these items that I've shown you in this live are available now for you. So I'm going to take this video and I'm going to upload it to YouTube. My channel on YouTube is Crystal Concentrics, just like it is on Instagram, just like it is on TikTok. All you got to do is reach out to me and say, hey, remember you did that live, you talked about your Tucson stuff, or you focused on all that Lemurian stuff. What's the link for that? Tell me. Or you just go to look for my playlist for live sales on YouTube and you will find it. You will also find my best videos uploaded and included in my newsletter, which comes out every single week on usually like a Friday night or Saturday morning, sometime over the weekend. And in those videos, I'll highlight my 2 favorite videos of the week, and I'm definitely going to be highlighting these lives. So you can subscribe to get my newsletter at crystalconcentrics.com. Somebody wants to see the pendulums again quick. All right, fine. I will be happy to do that for you. So these are the pendulums. You see the fancy ones on the top. They're faceted. They've got little amethysts on top. These are little sort of UFO ones, tops. These are super deluxe ones. Amethyst on top of rose quartz, Herkimer on top of aquamarine, Herkimer on top of amethyst, opal on top of rose quartz, sunstone on top of carnelian, cavensite on top of amethyst and on top of clear quartz. We've got labradorite on amethyst and labradorite and moonstone on aquamarine. We've got all of these gorgeous rose quartz, rhodochrosite ones, blue lace agate, emerald, smoky quartz, kunzite, scolecite, seraphinite, fluorite, sheen, moonstone, shattuckite, the jades over here, malachite's over there. And then, yeah, that's actually it for all of the pendulums. I hope that helped you. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Screenshot, email Kyle@crystalconcentrics.com. Bye-bye. I'm trying to...